Hey guys, now I just need to let you know that I've got one camera there and one camera there. So if I'm going backwards and forwards and my eyes are all over the place, it's not because I'm losing my marbles, it's because I've got all stations go. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to bring you this training, and I honestly believe that the best money that you can make is the money that you make while you're sleeping. You know, when you wake up in the morning, there is nothing better than, you know, that money sitting in your inbox. It's just the best. And it's such an empowering thing. And I honestly believe that everybody can do this. Everybody can do it. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a background, and then we're going to dive straight into the training, because this training's not about me. It's about you guys. But I just want to tell you where I'm coming from. So what it comes down to, I think, is, you know, we all want the same things, don't we? We want to be able to make money in our businesses. We want to be able to have an impact while we're doing it. And we want to do it in a way that leverages our time. You know, we fall out of love with our business if the thing that we're doing is taking up all of our time and we don't have time to actually live a life, right? So what we all want in business is to be able to enjoy what we do, have a big impact, and work at a pace and a level that feels good for us, so that we're at our very best, so that we can deliver our best. And over the last few months, you know, I have been really focusing my energy on talking about the online stuff. You know, I was going through my books the other day, and last year I did $150,000 in business just from online programs. And the year before that, I also had a huge, excuse the bells and whistles going, it's always the way. And the year before that, I had a good year in online business as well. But what's really compelling about that money that I made online is that there was nothing fancy going on at all. That was just me showing up for my community, as I do pretty much every day. Hey, Lisa. So that was what just showing up every day. I'd had the idea for a program based on, you know, knowing my market and the conversations that I was having. And then what would happen is I'd say, hey guys, would you like a program on that? And people would say, yes, yes, they would. And so I'd get that program to market really, really quickly. And I would often be making money within the hour. And it just blew my mind. You know, it felt so easy making money that way. And I really loved it. You know, I started to overthink it a little bit, and I pulled the pin on a few things and lost momentum. But, you know, that's the plan to come back this year, so that, you know, all of my money is made online this year. I really think it's just the most exciting way to make money. I get to have an impact. I get to talk to my market. You know, I get to share and be of value, and also make money while I do it. And instead of having, you know, 27 coaching conversations a week, I get to deliver one session, one time across a number of people. So if you're in a business where you're either a coach of some sort or a consultant of some sort, and you want to take your program online, then stick around, because I'm going to show you how to do that. And, you know, I mentioned on Insta anyway, I said it's, you know, my 7-step sequence for making money and an impact online. And what I didn't say on my Facebook Live is without the drama and the headaches. And what I mean by that is too many people get caught up in feeling like, you know, building a funnel is this really scary thing, and it's so technical, and they're not going to be able to do it, and they don't have the tech skills. And, you know, so many good ideas are lost because people talk themselves out of it, you know. And that's what I want you to remember, that you can have an idea, and being able to use tools that are available to you right now, free tools, you're going to be able to get those products to market and start making money from them really quickly. And what is the reason that these things work so well is because when you're passion filled and you're excited about something, you know, the energy that's there is super important, super important. Now, so imagine, I remember one of the programs I had an idea for was a journaling program. Now, if I had to step away, I was so excited about it. If I had to step away, go and consult with a web developer, and then work out how to build my online, you know, platform to be able to deliver that program, wouldn't have been very successful, you know, because I would have forgotten what the hell I was even excited about by the time I was going backwards and forwards with a web developer who didn't understand, what I was trying to get them to do, all that stuff. That program had over 100 people go through it, and it was one of my most successful, most enjoyable programs that I did. And that really lit the spark for me. And I did a whole bunch of other programs after that. Anyway, so I just want to reiterate, if you've got a program of some sort, digital downloads, some sort of program, if you want to start making money online, you can do it, and you can do it today if you want to. Honestly, you really can, and it won't cost you a cent to do it, and I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, so the first thing in the 7 steps is I want you to be really clear about who you are and what you stand for, because any online business is going to require you to be the leader. And you need to lead from the front, and you need to be the expert. People are going to look to you, and you need to grow your profile based on this. So know who you are and what you stand for. Now, I had been a little bit quiet for a little while because I kind of lost track of that. I felt like what I was doing before isn't what I wanted to do anymore, and I kept scrambling, trying to make it work and, trying to figure it out, and I took a few wrong turns. But it was worth the effort. It was worth persevering, because I think back now and I think any client I ever had, any high-end client that I ever had, I've always encouraged them to create an online component to their business so that they have recurring and automated income. I'm not going to say passive income, because no income is truly passive. So automated and recurring income, that is where it's at. So as I said, the first step is to know who you are and what you stand for, because honestly, any online business is going to require you to have an online presence, and you want to feel good about that. I could talk all day. Yesterday, I had a guy knock on the door. I was working from my desk and I saw him come in, and he was selling raffle tickets for a cancer charity, which I ended up signing up for. But this young guy spoke to me and he said, oh, what do you do? And I told him, and he said, oh, well, I've just started a Shopify business, 5 weeks ago, and it's not. And I spent 40 minutes standing there with this kid saying, you've got to do this and you've got to do that, and go check out that resource and make sure that you do this. And it's like, I could talk about this shit all day, every day. I love it, and I love it. And in seeing his response, and that's not the first or the last conversation that I've had about this stuff in the last little while. And this is stuff that I really love, and I'm really good at it. And so for me to be able to, I know who I am and I know what I stand for. And my message to you guys is really clearly that making money online is the best way to make money, and that anyone can do it. And I can show you how to do that, to get your online programs up and running without the fuss, without the drama. All right, so that's the first step. Nice and simple, but just know who you are and what you stand for, because your online business is going to require you to be the leader and the role model. And whatever you become famous for, you want to make sure that it feels really comfortable. All right, the second is build a brand around that. So any of the products and services or digital downloads or anything that you have from there, it's got to stem from that brand. So for me, the online stuff and the impact stuff is floating my boat. And my brand, the website that I'm about to launch, the membership program I'm about to launch, is called Rich, Fit and Famous Online. I launched it last year as a high-end program, and it was a coaching-based program. And so I thought, I'm just going to throw everything out when I start again this year. But the name keeps resonating with me. The Rich is about making money online. The Fit is about, I honestly believe, I've been into fitness, for many, many years, and martial arts, and I believe that when I'm fit and in shape and taking really good care of myself, I show up better. So it's about helping you have the tools to be able to do that. And then the Famous Online is about, impact, the impact that you have online and growing your presence online. So it's Rich, Fit, Famous Online. I love it. I'm owning it. Can't wait to launch it. And it's going to be launched at the end of the week. So build a brand around the things that you love and you do well at, and the things that you want to be famous for, right? It's got to make sense. Who you are and what you stand for has to make sense when it comes to, your product. So you see, I remember a few years back, I had a lady come to me and she wanted to do some coaching with me, and she had a website, and I was so freaking confused about what it was that she did. But she used to sell like Vitamix machines and used to go around and speak and present on those. And then she also wanted to coach people about how to be successful online. And she also did a couple of other things like health coaching or something like that. And I remember talking to this lady and like nothing made sense. Her website was a total disaster and she wanted to coach people to be successful online. And so of course I questioned her and I said, have you been successful online? Like what have you done to be able to be credible in that? And she said, well, and you know, I could sense that she wasn't successful online. And so I kept quizzing her and I kept going through her website and I said, look, there's a lot of people that are teaching this stuff and I'm going to be honest, there's no credibility there. I just can't see you making money online. So what I coached her around was to become a visibility coach because she was really good at presenting and speaking, and in her past life she used to be a television presenter. So I was saying you can teach people to be successful online, but in this little niche where you're teaching them to show up, you know, and really work on their visibility stuff, she wouldn't have it. She wanted to just teach people to be successful online, even though she hadn't done it, and her website screamed that she'd never been successful online. So we parted ways. But my point is that you can't build a brand around something that you're crap at, or you have no credibility in, or any of those things, you know. So you've got to start. It's that foundational piece. It's that, who are you and what do you stand for, you know, and you're building a brand around this. So does that feel good to you? Do you feel solid in that? Do you feel like if someone questioned you, you'd be going, oh, hell yeah, I can do this all day long, you know, and feel good about that. So it's the number one step is a small one, but it's foundational. If you miss that step or that step is wonky, thank you for the love. I would love some more love if you've got it. Yeah, so if that foundational piece isn't strong from the very, very beginning, then everything else that comes after that is going to turn to crap at some point. Trust me when I say that. Yes, thanks, Paul. Hey, Paul, good to see you. All right, so that's the first step. Second step is, and actually Paul is on the call, and Paul's someone who I collaborated with for a little while, and he's gone off and doing great things in the business that he's running, which is martial arts business success. And this is a guy who's had a very successful martial arts school, a number of schools. He has people that have come up underneath them and he's helped to make them successful. So of course you would go to somebody like that. And that's exactly the credibility that I'm talking about. That's building something incredible on top of a really strong foundation. So for Paul, for example, didn't say, oh, you know what, I'm going to go and teach everybody how to do Facebook ads. Because even though that's been part of the strategy that helped him be successful, it's not his zone of genius. So he pays someone to come in and do that. So there are lots of different ways that you can teach, you know, or incorporate things that you want into your programs that you're missing. You just bring people in and collaborate. We're going to talk about that a bit more. But that first step, super important. Second step, you know, dovetails into that. The third step is you need to create a signature program. So most people, for example, a lot of health coaches, or any coaches really, they'll say, well, I coach people, and I'm like, well, what's the outcome? So I want people to have a signature program, a signature offering. So my signature offering is about to be rich, fit and famous online. That's going to be the thing. It used to be my Kick-Ass Academy online and the live version of that program as well. But it started with a signature program. It started with, this is the outcome that I want to achieve for my clients, or this is the problem that I'm solving for my clients, and this is how I get them there. This is the first thing that I do. This is the second thing that I do. This is the third thing that I do. These are the tools that I use to get them, you know, through this first step. And then with the second step, this is what I do to get them there. And you've really got to solidly map that out. Because what happens is you have this signature program that then you become known for, and it's very easy to sell. You know it intimately, it feels good. Doesn't mean you can only have one program or product, but you're going to start with one. That's what I would do. And when you unpack this process of what you do and you have to put it in a way that makes sense online, that's when you get to realize how much you know. You forget how much you know. You will know more than you give yourself credit for. And when you start to unpack it and you're like, oh yeah, I know my stuff. It's a really good feeling. So unpack that process. I'm not going to dive right into that because that's a whole other session in and of itself. But just know that you want to create a signature offering that is a solution to somebody's problem. It's probably something that you're doing already. It's just that you're going to move it online. And of course, when you teach online as opposed to in person, there's a few key things that you need to be aware of, and that is, you know, making sure, because people learn in different ways, and also simplifying things and making things super clear. When we're in person, if somebody's struggling with something, we can answer questions. Online, often that isn't the case. And your signature offer or your signature program can be something that you run as a live program. For example, a lot of the programs that I did last year and the year before were live programs where I would start on a certain date, and I got really good at running 5-day boot camps. So make an extra 5K this week, the journaling boot camp, 5-day success mindset reboot, a whole bunch of stuff. And every day I would go live. And that was great. They're now evergreen products, and they're now sitting in the back of my Rich, Fit and Famous online program. So you can go live with them and test them and get them, you know, understand where people were maybe having problems, and then you can go back and re-record them. But whatever it is that you do, map it out. You can run it any way. That can be live programs, that can be evergreen products, that can be digital downloads with videos that go with them. It can be anything, honestly. However you like to teach is the way to do it. You know, I've purchased a lot of programs as well. I've released a lot of my own, but I've also purchased a lot of programs over the years. And some of them are written with audio, you know, with an audio file down the bottom and no videos. And at first I thought, that's crap, you know, I want to see videos. But when I got into the program, it's like, oh, I actually don't need the video. This feels great. And then there are other people who, you know, feel they get their message across best via video. That's me, typically. I like to write, but I also like to be on video, just because I feel like, you know, you can sense my passion, really, and you can hopefully pick up what I'm putting down. So that's the third step. The third step is create a signature program, map it out, know exactly what problem you're solving, know how you solve that problem. What are the steps that you take to help people solve that problem? So that's the deal there. And then number 4 is build out your funnel. So remember, we're talking about my 7-step sequence for making money and an impact online. So the 4th step is creating a funnel. Now, people freak out when they think about funnels, and they feel like it's got to be this really long, complicated, convoluted kind of process, but it really doesn't need to be that. A funnel can be as simple as, actually, I'm going to go back a step. In this day and age, paid leads is where it's at, right? Paid leads. The days of, oh, I've got a really great Facebook page, please share it with my friends, and then, you know, you make money like that, it's not the same anymore. So if you're in business right now and you think, I suck, I'm failing, my business is failing, I don't have any leads, are you paying for leads? Because if you're not, that's your problem, and that can be easily fixed. You've got to have a lot of ducks in a row before you start to invest in those paid leads. You've got to know that you're hitting the mark, so you need to test things first. And in my program, I'm going to show you how to do that, but just know that paid leads are where it's at, and anyone can go to the traffic shop and buy leads. Anybody. Whether it works or not is dependent on you. You know, you are in full control of this thing. Now, the best funnel is the one that you've actually got up and running, right? And it's good because it's either being tested and you're working out what isn't working, or it's bringing in leads. There's only 2 things, right? So the job of any funnel or any lead magnet, let's start with the lead magnet. And if you're not sure what a lead magnet is, it's the freebie that you're offering in exchange for somebody's email address. So you can then continue the conversation with them so that you can convert them into your program. Excuse me. That just went in my eye. Okay. So what we want to do when it comes to building out your funnel is work out, so this is my end product, right? This is my 12-week fitness program. Yes, it is, definitely. So this is the problem that you're solving. This is your end product. This is the thing you want people to buy, right? Your lead magnet has to make sense for this, right? So when you're paying for leads, if you've done your job right, people are going to look, they're going to find you online through Facebook ads or whatever, and they're going to go, oh, that's really interesting. I have that problem right now, so I'm hoping this person can help me solve it. They sign up for the opt-in, for the lead magnet. They receive that lead magnet, and then it's over to you. So if you know your market really, really well, you know what their problems are and you know to solve them. So you've only done the first part. You've gained their lead. You've paid for traffic to get there, right? Then you've got the lead. It's sitting there in your inbox, right, or in your CRM. Then it is up to you to, well, what's the job? What's the job that you think your lead magnet has? Or the automated email sequence, or the 3-part video series, or the ebook, or whatever it is. The job of that is to convince the people that have signed up for the opt-in, to buy your thing. That's it. It's got 2 jobs, actually. One is, because it's cold traffic, is to establish your credibility and show people what you're good at and that you care and that you can solve their problem. Know, like, trust. And then the second job is to move them into the sale. So all you have to think about is, right, if people sign up for my lead magnet and I want them here, what the hell do I have to do? Knowing my market, what do I need to say? What do I need to show them? What do I need to give them to convert them? It's that simple. And then get it up and running, pay the money. Don't expect it to work the first time round. Don't expect it to work the second time round. Expect to spend a few $100s going, shit, well, that didn't work. But you keep persevering, because if your end product's good and your market is good and you are solving a problem, you've just got to find out. You've just got to keep hanging in there until you find out what's the missing link. What bits do I need to tweak? Okay, so that's simple. Not easy, simple. Okay, so the steps are, first step, know who you are and what you stand for. Step 2, build a brand around that. Step 3, create your signature offer. Step 4, build out your funnel, and it can be anything. So a funnel can start with a lead magnet that is an ebook. It could be a masterclass. This recording is going to be my next lead magnet. I'm going to package it up and it's going to be my next lead magnet. It's as simple as that, really, it is. And it's going to move people into my Rich, Fit and Famous online program. Okay, step 5 is, create leads, paid leads. So you need to generate those leads. As I said, if you're in an online business, or if you've tried to go online before, or even if you're in an offline business, even if you're a coach and you've got no online component, if you don't have clients and you're not having leads coming in, don't get caught up in thinking you're crap and nobody wants to buy your stuff and you're not good enough and all that stuff. It's just because you're not paying for leads, and you need to pay for leads. It's as simple as that. Yes, it's nice. Sometimes the lead fairy delivers and you'll get an interview and a bunch of people come through and sign up, or you might get, might be on a podcast or something like that. The lead fairy does deliver, definitely, but it's not a solid business strategy in the early days. You've got to establish yourself through those paid leads, all right? Step 6, be the brand and look for opportunities. So step 6 is, so if I'm really stepping into this space and really claiming this space of, helping people make money and an impact online without the fuss. So now that I know that's who I am, that's what I stand for, I know the problem that I'm solving, it's all I'm going to talk about. It's all I'm going to post about. That is going to be what I predominantly share within my community. And it also means that if I'm going to hustle and try to get myself on some interviews, I'm looking for opportunities in that space. It's got to make sense, it's got to make sense in the space that I'm wanting to be exposed in the nicest possible way. And then number 7 is collaboration. And collaboration can collapse timeframes like nothing else when it comes to growing a business. So collaborating with people who have your market but aren't solving the same problem, exactly. So right now there's a whole bunch of collaborations. Now if you're not aware of Marie Forleo, go Google her, but right now she's launching her B School, which is a great startup program. So if you're an entrepreneur and you need the very basics, it's a great program. So people like Denise Duffield Thomas, who she doesn't call herself Lucky Bitch anymore, but she wrote the book Get Rich Lucky Bitch. And there's a whole bunch of other online entrepreneurs. They are all affiliates of that program. So Marie is doing her own marketing and promotion, but she's got thousands of people who are promoting her program for her. She also interviews a bunch of people, and the people that are collaborating and selling her program are all getting interviews with her when she's normally pretty hard to get to interview and things like that. So the collaborations piece is really important, but it's important also not to jump in and try to do that before you're ready. And what I mean by that is, I know, for example, Denise Duffield Thomas, she's very particular about who she takes on as an affiliate, and people really have to jump through hoops. She wants to know that you've got a business that's established and credible and getting results for people and all those sorts of things. She wants to know the size of your list, all that. So the collaborations that are worthwhile come when you are already doing okay, when you don't need it. But, you know, we never want to stop growing. We never want to stop looking for opportunities. But in the meantime, you know, be looking for those collaborations that are going to help you and the other person. But don't waste time on collaborations that aren't actually going to bring you a win. You know, I've had people that in the early days, I haven't done it for many years now, but I wasted a lot of time and energy on collaborations where basically I brought a lot to the table, they promised a lot, and in the end it was smoke and mirrors and there was nothing, you know, under the hood really. And it ended up being a wasted, wasted energy. And because my energy and focus was on, oh, this is going to be huge, you know, I wasn't taking care of business, you know, the stuff that ticks over all the time where you take control of your leads yourself. So collaborations are great and they're really important, and they will collapse timeframes around growing your business, but you've really got to be careful about saying yes and who you go in with, because sometimes it can be a wasted effort. All right, so I'm going to go through those 7 steps and then I have an offer, so I go. Step 1, know who you are and what you stand for, because remember, any online business is going to require you to have an online presence to become famous online, and you need to feel rock solid in being the leader of that movement. Step 2, build a brand around that. Step 3, create your signature program. Know what problem you're solving, create a program around that so that you have something solid and marketable. People like to buy products. They like to buy things with a start and an end. Step 4, build out your funnel, and remember, keep it simple. Step 5, get paid leads, generate leads, paid leads going to that lead magnet. Anyone can do this. Anyone you see online that is successful online, they've done exactly these steps, but you're not seeing that. You're not seeing the lead magnets that they put out there that bombed, or, you know, the tentative steps where they're just trying things. You're not seeing all of that. You're just seeing the success. But they've all done this. They didn't just wake up one day and go, oh, I think I'm going to create a funnel. And how about that? I just made $1 million. Like, it just doesn't happen that way. So don't expect that it's going to be easy. Expect you're going to have to keep tweaking it, all right? So that's that. Step 6 is be the brand and look for opportunities. You know, look for opportunities to expose yourself in the nicest possible way, not in the illegal way. Step 7, collaborate. You know, when you're ready and you're established, it's time to look around and start to collaborate, because that is going to help you get there faster. All right, so thank you so much for listening. And if you've got questions and you want to post them while I'm finishing up, please post away and I'm happy to answer them. But I have an opportunity for you. So Rich, Fit and Famous Online is going to be launching softly at the end of the week. Friday is when I'm going to be launching it, but not to the general population. So what I'm looking for is just a small handful of people, 10, maybe 20 at the most, to come on early, a week ahead of everybody else, at a really heavily reduced price, so that I get to test the platform. I've built this thing myself from scratch, and I'm so excited about it. I trust it, but I'm sure there's maybe a couple of little things that I've missed. So awesome, Marette, you're in. So yeah, make sure you just drop a message in there, or, you know, head to my inbox and send me a message that way, and I'll get in touch with you and I'll send you the link when we're good to go. Awesome, Marette. And then we'll get you signed up and in the program, and you can test it ahead of everybody else. But Rich, Fit and Famous Online is basically, it's that. So it's a membership program that's ongoing, and there's a whole bunch of resources in there already. So there are mini programs, there are tutorials, and one of them, the one that I just finished recording yesterday, is basically how to take your idea to market like that, using Facebook groups. So last year, what I did most of the time was, as I said, I had an idea for a program and went, okay guys, who wants to do this program? And everyone's like, yeah. So I created a sales page, hooked it up with a PayPal button. People would pay for that. That would spit them into my list. I would invite them to a Facebook group, and I ran it through Facebook Live, and then downloaded those videos, and that's now an evergreen product. I show you exactly how to do that. There are tutorials for every single step. There's a checklist. There's a, you know, at the start, I talk to you about the pitfalls and how to make it better and how to map out your content and all those sorts of things. The program, when it's up and running and not discounted, is only $197 a month, US dollars. So it's not expensive. What I want to do is keep the price really reasonable. Keep the price really reasonable with a focus on you guys getting that money back month in, month out through selling your programs, at least that, obviously. But it's not a donation, you know, and part of the focus of the program is that every month we're like, okay guys, how are you going to make that money back this month? Let's get that out of the way in the first week, so then you can focus on, you know, going bigger and better from there. So it's all the stuff about how to, you know, create products and take your business online. So all the online stuff. I've been online since 2006. In the beginning, I was like a total dumbass. I didn't know anything. The only thing that saved me was the fact that I paid a lot of money for print advertising, and I was very good at getting free PR. I was very good at showing up in the Sunday newspapers and the fitness magazines and all that sort of stuff, because that was where I spent my time and energy. I just hustled on that. And that supported people coming onto my website and buying my program. So, you know, I didn't know about SEO. I didn't know, Facebook wasn't even a thing back then to grow a business. Maybe some very early adopters were, but I wasn't one of them. Every time I wanted my website updated, it cost me $120. Even in 2006, that was freaking huge, you know? So it was like, oh, I'll just wait till I've got a few changes. Now I'm building out membership sites. You know, I'm in touch with the help desk more than they want me to be. But I did it, you know, and I feel proud of myself that I can do that. I feel empowered that I can do that. I feel in full control of my business and the product that I'm delivering. And that's what I want for you too. So that's the rich part. The fit part is, you know, I've been in the fitness industry, I'm not anymore, but I was an online personal trainer and a regular personal trainer for 20 years, been in martial arts for coming up 27 years now. I know a lot about how to, you know, take care of yourself and be in shape, and how to be healthy and live a healthy life without being stupid. And so I include some of my older programs in there, and there is a focus on looking and feeling good, because if you're going to be famous online, which is the next thing, you have to feel good about how you show up. Your energy has to be good. So that's going to be part of it. And then the famous online is all the visibility stuff. It's content. You know, I'm a content queen. So I talk to you about how to constantly have content on tap so that you're constantly delivering high quality content to your audience, so you are front of mind for them. And when they go to, you know, buy a product to solve a problem, they come to you first. So that is Rich, Fit and Famous Online. As I said, if you're interested and you want to be one of those first people that are let in on Friday as opposed to the following Friday, so you can come in and test it for me, either in the comments, let me know I'm in and I'll be in touch with you. If we're not friends though, make sure that you look to your others folder. Sorry to make you go there, have to look in that others folder, but my message is probably going to be in there. Or head to my business page and send me your details there, and then I'll send you the link so that you can get started. Thank you so much. I really loved delivering this training. It's been too long since I've done a really good, solid, free training. I'm going to be doing a lot more of them. And if you love this, then you're going to love Rich, Fit and Famous Online, because it's all about this stuff and keeping things super simple. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. And ciao bella. Bye.